Hello, ghosts and ghouls, and welcome to Storytime at Home. My name is Quinn, and I'm with Newfoundland and Labrador Public Libraries. Now, you might be wondering why I'm wearing this jaunty little hat and this fancy little skirt today. And that's because today's story time is all about Halloween. Halloween is a wonderful occasion to get to dress up and maybe do a community thing like go and do some trick-or-treating or carve pumpkins or just enjoy fall. So our stories and our songs today are all about Halloween. Let's start with our welcome song, and we're going to say hello, but we'll say hello on Halloween evening. So we're going to start with our ghosts going out on Halloween evening. Are you ready? Let's go. When ghosts go out on Halloween, they always say hello. When ghosts go out on Halloween, they always say hello. What do they say? Now, what would a ghost say? I think a ghost would say, boo. Did you get a nice good boo in there? Let's move on to a werewolf. When werewolves go out on Halloween, they always say hello. When werewolves go out on Halloween, they always say hello. What do they say? What would a werewolf say? I think they'd look at the moon and they go, ow! Yeah. Shall we try Dracula? When Dracula goes out on Halloween, he always says hello. When Dracula goes out on Halloween, he always says hello. What did he say? Now, let's be Dracula. We're going to pull our big cape over, and then we'll pop over and we'll say, good evening. I think that's what Dracula would say. Do you think? Let's try one more. How about when our readers, when you or I go out on Halloween, what would we say? When readers go out on Halloween, they always say hello. When readers go out on Halloween, they always say hello. What do they say? What do we say when we knock on doors at Halloween? We say, trick or treat. And that is what they say. Fantastic. Well, now that we've got our welcome song done, I think that we should sing a song about our 5 little pumpkins, or rather a rhyme. So let's count them. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, if you notice, we have some tall pumpkins and some short pumpkins. How many tall pumpkins do you see? Should we count our tall pumpkins? There's 1, 2, and 3. And then how many short pumpkins do we see? 1, 2. We've got 2 short pumpkins and 3 tall pumpkins and 5 pumpkins in all. Perfect for our rhyme. 5 little pumpkins sitting on a gate. The first one said, my, it's getting late. The second one said, there are witches in the air. The third one said, I don't care. The fourth one said, let's run and run and run. The fifth one said, it's all Halloween fun. Then, ooh, went the wind and out went the lights. And the 5 little pumpkins rolled clear out of sight. Fantastic. Let's start with our story. Today's story is a cut and tell, and the title of this story is called The Little Orange House. Once upon a time, there was a very small witch, and she was walking around in the woods. Now the seasons were starting to change. The leaves were turning orange and beginning to fall. And the witch got to thinking, I really need to find a home before it gets too cold and before it's winter. So she continued to walk through the woods, hoping that she could find somewhere to live. When all of a sudden, a piece of orange paper was blown by the wind and landed at her feet. She picked it up, and the little witch looked at the orange piece of paper, and she said, I shall make a house from this piece of orange paper. And she folded it in half. Then she thought, well, I'm going to need a roof for my house. So she took out her scissors. She always had a pair of scissors in her pocket. And she cut 2 triangles, one triangle off one side, and another triangle off the other side. And there she had the roof of her house. She thought, ooh, what a wonderful house, but I'm going to need a door. Now, witches have wonderful tall hats, so they can't just have a regular door. So she cut a door that would allow her to fit through while she was still wearing her hat. So it had a nice point up at the top. Once she had her door cut, she wandered inside the house, but she noticed that it was quite dark. So she thought, I need a window, brighten up the place. So she cut a window. Now sometimes windows are a little bit hard to cut. Let's see if I can do it here. Here we go. Now this house is shaping up very nicely. I wonder how a witch might decorate a house. What kind of things do you think that she would have inside a house? Do you think she would have a cauldron? Maybe. A fireplace for sure. There we go. And I've got our window cut. So the witch was thinking, my house is now perfect. I've got my door. I've set up my cauldron. I have my window. I think I'm good to go. And as she was going to go into the house, she looked back along the path and she noticed a small black cat. And the black cat wandered towards her and then paused, and the cat was shaking. And the little witch said, Cat, why are you shaking? And the little black cat said, Oh, I'm so cold, and I'm so worried that I'm not going to be able to find a place to live throughout the winter. So the witch thought and was thinking that, you know what, I have a wonderful house. I should invite the cat to come inside. So the witch said to the cat, you can come in and warm up and stay in my house over the winter. And the cat peered in through the window, and the house looked warm and cozy. So the cat decided that was a wonderful idea. The witch decided to make a separate door for the cat so that the cat could come in and out as he pleased. So she made a small triangular door. And with that, the witch and the small black cat went into their wonderful cozy home and spent a wonderful winter there. Would you like to take a look inside the house? And what did we create with our story? It's a jack-o'-lantern. Isn't that a fantastic story? Now, grown-ups, I challenge you to grab your paper and your scissors and your young one and see if you can retell the story of the little orange house. Retelling stories, or the ability to retell stories, is important for children as they begin to learn to read, and it aids in their comprehension of what they're reading. If you run into problems and can't remember all the details of the story, I'll provide a link below. Before we end story time today, let's do one more rhyme about a pumpkin. Now this rhyme has actions, so let's do it once together with those actions, and then I'll do it once with our pumpkin. It goes like this. Pumpkin, pumpkin, big and round. Can you make a big circle with your arms to show you're a big pumpkin? Sitting on the cold, hard ground. Let's see if you can reach down and touch your toes. Soon I'll pick you up off the vine. Can we pick up our pumpkins up off the floor? Great. I'll give you a name and make you mine. Let's give our pumpkin a nice big hug. Carve a face for all to see. Can we show our faces? And add a candle for Halloween glee. And we'll clap. Fantastic. Let's do it one more time. Can you do the actions? And I'll use my pumpkin here. Pumpkin, pumpkin, big and round, sitting on the cold, hard ground. Soon I'll pick you off the vine, give you a name and make you mine. Carve a face for all to see and add a candle for Halloween glee. Before we sing our goodbye song, I wanted to mention a few books that you might want to read either on Halloween or before Halloween. I've got a few on display here, but the two I wanted to highlight are right here. The first is Hardly Haunted by Jessie Sima. And this is a wonderful story about a haunted house that's a little bit lonely. So she tries to change her house and make it a little bit less haunted. But in the end, she discovers that being a haunted house is best, and she finds a solution to being lonely. The other book is Poultrygeist, and this book is by Eric Jaron, and it's illustrated by Pete Oswald. This book is for those that like things a little bit spooky or scary. I tend to like things a little bit more goofy and not quite as scary. But if you like things a little bit spooky or scary, this is a wonderful one about a chicken who has an unfortunate accident crossing the road and comes back as a spooky or maybe not so spooky ghost. Well, thank you for joining me for Story Time at Home today. We're going to finish with our goodbye song, and this time we'll say goodbye, but we'll just do our readers. When readers go out on Halloween, they always say goodbye. When readers go out on Halloween, they always say goodbye. What do they say? What do we say on Halloween? Trick or treat. And that is what they say. Well, have a happy Halloween, everyone, and stay safe.